I think there are two students currently. We'll wait for other people to join. But I'll begin with the quick revision what we did in the previous sessions. Uh, I hope I'm audible to everyone.
Yes, ma'am, you are. It's not.
Okay, thank you. Okay, fine. All right. So, quickly going through what we did in the previous sessions. We started with biology and we began with the cells and the organization of cells. We understood cytoplasm and nucleus. And now we have shifted to tissues and we have finished the part of plant tissues. And now from today onwards, we are beginning with animal tissues. In plant tissues, we understood the two types, that is meristematic tissues and permanent tissues. Meristematic tissues are of three types, that is apical meristem, intercalary meristem, and lateral meristem. Moving on to permanent tissues, there are two major types of permanent tissues. One is simple permanent, another is complex permanent. Under simple permanent, we have parenchyma, sclerenchyma, and collenchyma. We understood all about that. And then in complex permanent tissue, there is uh, xylem and phloem, which are responsible for transportation of water and food materials, respectively. So that's all about plant tissues. This was just an overview, just a quick revision for you. Today we are beginning with animal tissues. To understand animal tissues, first of all, keep in mind that animal tissues, as they are of complex beings, complex living organisms, obviously there will be complexity in the concepts, in the structure, in the functions of those tissues. Broadly, animal tissues are divided into four parts. We will understand each of them, and each part, each type of animal tissue also has various subparts. Okay, so we will understand their functions, their locations, and their structure in various animals. So now I will be sharing my presentation, which will explain you about the first part or of the first type of animal tissues. Let's see what it is. Okay. See, these are the four major types of animal tissues, which are epithelial tissue, muscular tissue, connective tissue, and nervous tissue. Uh, Understand that each name will give you a hint of what it stands for or what its functions are. Epithelial. In the previous session, when we learned about epithelium in plants, we understood that epithelia word stands for outer covering. So the tissues that covers the outer part of any organism is an epithelial tissue. Connective tissue, what connects various parts or organs of a body. Muscular tissue, muscles, the tissue that are present in the muscles of an animal or any living organism apart from plants. They are muscular tissue. And nervous tissue. Nervous tissue are responsible for efficient working of nervous system, that is control and coordination. We will understand each of these types in extreme detail. Today we will begin with epithelial tissue. Epithelial tissue itself has four subtypes. So today we will understand the first subtype. Okay, let's go. We will understand epithelial tissue. See, the covering or protective tissue in the animal body are epithelial tissues. When I say covering, it is the outer covering, that is the skin of any living organism, any animal. Okay, so the covering or protective tissues in the animal body are epithelial tissues. Epithelium covers most organs, and it's not only the entire body, understand that also. It's not only the entire body, the outer covering of everything inside an organism, that is the covering of organs, covering of cavities, covering of various parts of the body, it is all formed of epithelial tissue. Epithelium covers The covers most organs and cavities within the body and forms barriers to keep different body systems separate. The following parts of an animal body are made up of epithelial tissue. Now understand the parts where epithelial tissue are present. It is skin, obviously. Lining of the mouth. What do you mean by lining of the mouth? The skin that you can feel inside your mouth. It is made up of epithelial tissue. Lining of blood vessels. When I use the word lining, it is the inner lining. That is the inside of any part or any organ that they have mentioned. So lining of the mouth, lining of blood vessels. Which are the three blood vessels? Can anyone tell me? Quickly. No one? Blood vessels are arteries, veins, and capillaries. I hope you have understood this in previous sessions, previous classes. It's not a 9th standard or 10th standard concept. It has been there in the previous classes. All right, arteries, veins, and capillaries. These are the blood vessels in human body, and their inner part, inner skin, is made up of epithelial tissue. Lung alveoli. Alveoli is an organ. It's not an organ. It is the part of the lung system, that is the respiratory system. Alveoli is the tiniest part of the respiratory system, exactly where the exchange of gases takes place. What exchange of gases? You inhale oxygen and you exhale carbon dioxide. So where is the exact layer where this exchange takes place? You are taking in oxygen through your nostrils. It moves into your windpipe. It goes into your lungs, and inside the lungs, the windpipe is dividing itself into various veins that we call as alveoli, or we call them as tracheids, and they are ultimately divided into pores, which we call as alveoli. These pores, these alveoli, are responsible for exchange of gases because they are tiny holes, they are tiny pores, and those alveoli are made up of epithelial tissue. And lastly, kidney tubules, that is where the nutrients from waste material in your body. Kidney is responsible for filtration of urine that your body produces, right? Kidney is an organ that is responsible for formation urine, which means that the digested food, digested fluid goes into the kidney, where there are chances that that digested fluid still contains certain nutrients. Which nutrients are needed for your body? These nutrients are absorbed back into the blood through kidney tubules. So again, kidney tubules will have epithelial tissue. If you We will move ahead with structure of epithelial tissue, and we will realize why these parts, that is skin, mouth, blood vessels, why these parts are made up of epithelium. What is the structure? This is the very basic structure of epithelial tissue. Depending on the types, the structure varies. They are tightly packed and form continuous sheet. They have only a small amount of cementing and almost no intercellular spaces. See, every part here, skin has to be continuous to give protection. Mouth, the lining of mouth has to be continuous to provide saliva for easy digestion of the food. Lining of blood vessels obviously has to be continuous for easy flow of blood. Again, alveoli, the skin or the layer of alveoli has to be a smooth sheet to uh, make sure the efficient exchange of gases. And same goes for kidney tubules. They have only a small amount of cementing and almost no intercellular spaces. All epithelium is separated from the underlying tissue by an extracellular fibrous basement membrane. This is an important thing. there is epithelium, that is, there is a single layer of cells, and then under that it is there to protect a tissue, it is there to protect an organ. Okay, but what is there that separates this layer of covering and the tissue or the organ? There is a basement membrane, there is a another thin layer of extracellular fibers. That is, there is a cellular layer again which separates the epithelium with the tissue. Is this clear? Till here, does anyone have any doubts? Please clarify.
No, ma'am.
Please clarify this in the session itself, because this is going to get a bit complicated. Animal tissues is a complicated topic to understand. It is not as simple as plant tissues. So if you have any queries during the session, please clarify that. Any questions, anyone? Just say yes or no. I'm not able to see the screen right now.
No, ma'am.
Right. So understanding now the general functions of epithelial tissue. Why I have written general? Because based on types of epithelial tissue, we have not yet reached the types of epithelial. This is general. General structure, general functions, general location. But specific epithelial tissue will be located at a specific location. So what is the general function of epithelium? First is the permeability. Permeability is nothing but presence of pores on the surface, which allows the exchange of materials. So the permeability of epithelium regulates the exchange of materials between the body and the external environment. Like in the skin, what is the one of the major functions of skin? It is to perspire. Perspiration, or when there is sweat on your body, what happens? It comes out of your skin through the pores of your skin. That skin which is made up of epithelium. This is needed for better functioning of your body. When does sweat come out of your body? When you are extremely tired or you are extremely charged up. Tired in the sense you are using a lot of your energy. You are exercising or you are into the sun where your skin uses a lot of its energy. So what is the need of sweating? The sweat will allow your body to cool down. So this is a regulating function of your body, which is generally performed by the epithelial tissue present in your skin. Similar functions are performed by the epithelial tissue in different parts of the body. Is that clear? Okay. Now moving on to the types of epithelial tissue. There are 4 types of epithelial tissue based on structure and function. One is squamous, another is columnar, third is cuboidal, and fourth is glandular. Today we will understand only squamous epithelium, which again, going ahead, it has 2 more parts, 2 more structural parts. So there are 2 types of squamous epithelium present in a body, in an animal's body. Okay, so moving on with squamous epithelial tissue. First one we call as simple squamous epithelial tissue. It is a simple. First of all, understand the meaning of the word squamous. Squama means layer. Okay, it means in stacks, one on the other, one on the other. That kind of structure is called squamous. Now the simple squamous, it contains only a single layer of cells. Now understand that a simple flat kind of epithelium, flat kind, important point. Flat kind of epithelium present where transportation occurs through a selectively permeable surface is called a simple squamous epithelium. It is a flat surface. It is present where transportation of materials occurs through a selectively permeable surface. They are extremely thin, flat, and form a delicate lining. As you can see, this is a single layer. When you will see stratified, that is the other part of squamous tissue, you will understand why this is called a simple structure. Okay. Simple squamous epithelial cells are extremely thin and flat and form a delicate lining. The lining of the following organs is formed of the simple squamous epithelium, blood vessels. Understand why they need simple squamous epithelial tissue. In the blood, what do you have in your blood? It contains nutrients, it contains oxygen, it contains the carbon dioxide also, which needs to be exhaled out from your lungs. So, blood is something that contains everything your body needs. It contains hemoglobin, that is the particle that carries oxygen with it. Okay. So blood vessels have to have very minute layer, very thin layer, where through which easy transfer of materials can happen. So simple squamous epithelium is present in blood vessels. Another thing is lung alveoli. Again, why lung alveoli? Same concept, transfer or exchange of gases has to occur very efficiently. If it is a layered one, if it has more layers, it is not flat, then the gases might get trapped into the intercellular spaces, which we cannot afford. So what is needed is extremely simple squamous epithelial tissue, which forms the lung alveoli, which allows the exchange of gases efficiently. Third one is esophagus. Esophagus is nothing but your food pipe, where your food, half chewed food, which you chew in your mouth, goes down into your stomach. Now, why does the lining of esophagus has to be so thin? Because it will allow the easy passage of food. Because in your mouth, the food is not digested. It is still in whole form. It is still whole. It is not completely pasty, right? It is still whole. When you swallow something completely, it has to pass easily. For that easy passage of food materials, food particles, the esophagus has to have very thin layer so that the food passage is easy. And lastly, mouth. Now, what is the function of mouth in your digestion? You might think, why is mouth such an important organ? It is important because the process of digestion begins itself in the mouth. First of all, mouth contains the tongue, which contains salivary gland, which releases saliva. Saliva contains an enzyme called amylase. This is an extra information. It's okay if you don't note it down. Just listen to this. It contains an enzyme called amylase. Amylase is something that breaks down the carbohydrates in your food. So, as soon as you eat something, the salivary gland in your mouth will get activated and it will release saliva. Now, saliva is released from all parts of your mouth. So, if the mouth does not contain a thin layer, it contains a thick skin or thick layer of your epithelial tissue, then the saliva, the release of saliva will be blocked, which will not allow the food to get broken into parts. So basically, it is needed to have simple squamous tissue in mouth to allow easy release of saliva. Is this clear? Does anyone have any doubt? Please ask questions. Huh? Please go ahead.
No doubts, ma'am.
It clear, ma'am.
It's clear? Is it new
Yes,
to
ma'am.
you or you have already studied this? Huh? Anyone? Is this new to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay. Okay, moving on with the squamous epithelial tissue type 2, that is stratified squamous epithelium. It in your NCRT, it is not given in much detail. But stratified squamous epithelial tissue is arranged in a pattern of layers. You see, it is the same squamous tissue like this one only, but it is arranged in one on other. So it becomes a stratified, that is a layered tissue. Now, such a tissue is present only in the cells of the skin. Now, they have given a basic function to prevent wear and tear. But to understand this in detail, has anyone ever had a wound in your skin? Is there has been a cut, definitely a cut on your skin, right? So what happens when there is a cut on your skin? If the cut is minor, there will be a simple scratch, right? And it won't show blood, right? But if there is a bit deeper cut, it will start showing a pinkish skin. It will still not show blood. Then if the cut is more deep, it goes deeper, then it will show blood, which will minute or a minute quantity of blood. And then if the wound is very strong, then you will get blood oozing out of your skin. So these layers are nothing but the layers of squamous, the stratified squamous epithelia. This is the importance of this tissue, because if there is a simple squamous epithelium in your skin, a simple cut or a simple scratch would bring blood out of your body, which is very risky for your survival. That is why the cells of skin are made up of such tissue. Is that clear? Any questions for today? Any questions? Anyone, any question?
Ma'am, why are they arranged like that, ma'am?
Like I said, they are arranged in layers. So if there is a cut on your skin, it will get deeper by layers and it will not directly reach the blood vessel. If it is not
Yes,
in
ma'am.
layers, if it is simply this kind of structure, then it will get a single cut and it will directly reach the blood vessels in your skin, in your body, which will cut your blood vessels from where blood will come out of your body. So if that becomes so easy, it becomes very risky for you to survive in such an environment, because definitely you might get hurt any day, right? To prevent wear and tear of your skin, of your outer structure, there is a layered epithelial tissue.
Is there any number of layers, like madam?
No,
No,
there
no.
is no specific number of layers. It depends on the location of the tissue.
Tissue, okay.
Because somewhere the bones are directly there. Like if you see the top of your palm, the
Yeah.
layers are thin.
Yeah.
There will be less number of layers. But as you move towards the upper arm of your body, the layers are thick. Like that.
And if you are fat, there will be many layers.
Yes, because these tissues will store, there is another tissue underneath these tissues that store fat. We
Fat.
call them adipose tissue.
Okay.
That also we will understand.
Okay.
So note down what you have to do for today. I have deliberately not used labeled diagrams of these two tissue. What I want from you is deeply labeled diagram of a simple squamous epithelial tissue and stratified squamous epithelial tissue. Please note this down. Also, I want from you, like I explained in simple terms, I want from you, you can note this down, what is appearing on your screen. Simply note this down and let me know why presence of simple squamous epithelium is important in these parts and why stratified squamous is needed in the skin. Do you understand the difference what I'm asking you to do?
Ma'am, do we need to give in a paragraph or
Point wise.
just
In
bullet
bullet
points are
points.
enough?
No need of a paragraph, just in bullet points.
Acha, in mouth,
Okay, ma'am.
Ma'am, can you repeat it again, please?
yeah. Can you repeat, madam? Because in the mouth it is simple, huh?
Uh, you want me to repeat the reasons or you want me to repeat what I asked you to do?
What you asked us to do.
Okay, what I asked you to do is why the simple squamous tissue, which is a thin layer, which is a flat surface, is present in these parts of your body: blood vessels, lung, alveoli, esophagus, and mouth. And why only in the skin is the stratified squamous epithelium?
Maybe the possibility of cutting is very rare in mouth and lungs, etc. In
Yeah,
skin,
there is another. Yes, definitely, because they are inner part of
inner
your body.
parts. Ah.
Correct, inner parts. But why it is important to have a simple squamous epithelium? It is not in the opposite way. Presence of simple squamous is required
Okay.
because there is exchange of materials taking place in these places.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Through, like I said, through blood vessels, nutrients, oxygen, and other carbon dioxide, all these are getting exchanged. Through lung alveoli, gases are getting exchanged, like carbon dioxide and oxygen. In esophagus, half digested food has to pass out through your mouth to your stomach. So, esophagus is a muscular organ which allows the passage of half digested food. So it
So,
has to have a very thin layer to prevent the blockage of food. And mouth, I said about salivary gland, which is present in the tongue and the inner lining of mouth, which releases saliva as in when you eat something. And that saliva will allow your food to become moist, first thing. And the saliva contains an enzyme called amylase,
amazing. Yeah.
Amylase. It contains an enzyme called amylase, which uh, is responsible to digest the carbohydrates, that is, carbs present in your food. So, as in when you eat something, as in when you put something in your mouth, automatically your mouth starts to release saliva,
Yeah.
which will make the food moist and which will start the digestion of food. So, to make sure, to ensure efficient release of saliva, mouth has to have simple squamous epithelium.
Yeah. So this epithelium is porous, huh?
Yes, it contains tiny pores.
Tiny
Yes,
pores. Okay.
right. It is selectively permeable like cytoplasm, like membrane, nuclear membrane, and cell membrane.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, madam.
Sir, I have to ask you a question if you can answer that.
Okay.
I was expecting you to ask me that, but if you have not asked, I'll ask you.
Yeah.
What do you think why do you think we get water in our mouth when we see food that we like?
Oh, I don't know. We like maybe the we think about the taste. It's our
Correct.
brain. The brain actually makes us to it controls the saliva. I think.
Exactly. You have picked up the correct word. What happens is we see something that we really like,
Yeah.
we enjoy eating. So our taste buds, they will send a signal to our brain
Brain.
that now you are going to have something in your mouth.
Correct.
So the brain will activate the saliva
Yeah.
because that will directly tell the brain that now we need to activate the salivary gland so that whenever the food gets in our mouth,
Yeah.
it is easy to digest. It begins to digest that food.
Yeah. Yeah. So that is why we tell our 8th standard students that as soon as the rice is put in the plate or the food is put in the plate, they should not eat immediately. They should look at that and they should love that food. No,
Yes, definitely.
yeah, once
If
you love it, no, that they'll get the saliva,
yes,
and
yes,
they,
it definitely helps in digestion.
yeah, digestion, yeah, correct.
Okay, has everyone noted down what we need to do, what you need to do for this session?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'll keep the
Ma'am,
screen. Huh? Yes.
ma'am, or the stratified tissues are permeable?
Yes, they
Yes,
are also permeable, but they are selectively permeable because they are there to protect. They are there to provide protection. The upper layer, if you can see, these are multiple layers. This top layer will be permeable.
Okay, ma'am.
As if this layer gets cut off in a wound or in a cut, then the next layer will become permeable. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
So the cut has to, you imagine that the knife is entering this tissue. Is this tissue that you are seeing on the screen? Imagine a knife is entering this tissue, and imagine a knife entering this tissue, which will reach the bottom earlier.
the first,
This one,
yeah, this one, yeah.
Yes, ma'am. The simple squamous
and
epithelial tissue.
yes, yes, and under this there is directly blood vessels.
Mm.
So if the knife reaches the bottom of this tissue, it directly cuts your blood vessels, which becomes risky. That is why you have such a tissue in your skin.
But this epithelial tissue in this stratified thing, is it
Huh?
porous on the one direction or both the directions?
So the other direction is inside the skin,
Okay, no,
and it is not porous because there is no, the upper layer will be definitely porous.
oh, not the other layers. Okay,
No, no, no.
okay, okay.
But they will allow the sweat and other salt to come out of your
Come out.
body. So
Yeah.
there are tiny pores present, but they are selectively permeable, definitely.
Ma'am, are they directly connected to the blood vessels or the bones, ma'am?
Yes, there are connective tissues that connect your tissues, that is epithelial tissues, to other tissues in your body. See, blood is also a tissue, it is a connective tissue. Muscles are also a tissue that contain muscular tissue. So, as in when we go ahead with the sessions on tissues, we will understand that everything in your body has a certain type of tissue present in that, and they are definitely connected with the tissues underneath, which are lying below these cells, below these tissues, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That is why it takes time, like I'm explaining it practically. That is why it takes time to reach the blood vessels,
Correct.
because there are blood vessels lying in the bottom of this tissue, under these tissues.
So this platelets, it will stop blood oozing, no? What?
Correct.
That is, I mean, that blood will come only when you cut, the cut reaches the blood vessels.
Exactly. The blood vessels contain blood, but there are platelets. We call it lymph.
Uh,
LYMPH. Lymph.
Lymph, yeah.
Lymph is present, which is white in color. Lymph is present in the intercellular spaces of
Mm-hmm.
cells in your body.
Yeah, yeah.
So what happens is when there is a blood flow somewhere, lymph will come into action and it will block that passage.
Okay, okay.
But if the wound is too deep for lymph to control it, it will, obviously it will flow. The blood will flow. Okay.
I have a small story about lymph.
Please, please, sir.
I will share with you because I was in 11th standard. That was the school final those days.
Huh.
Final, and I studied in Tamil medium, so the question paper will come in Tamil. But there will be
Huh.
one or two words in English.
Huh.
Say, for example, instead of no, Ratam in Tamil, they will give blood. No, they will write
Okay.
in Tamil, but they will write as blood.
Okay.
So unless I know blood refers to that one, whatever it meant, otherwise I cannot answer, no, because I studied in Tamil medium.
Right, right, right.
So there were about 150 words in that book, science book. So they said before the exam, about 15, 20 days before the exam, they said you memorize all the English words because normally they give in bracket. Entire thing is Tamil, but in somewhere they will give like limp, in Tamil it's called Ninanir, but in bracket they have given limp.
Okay.
So that may come in this thing, and exactly this limp came in that exam.
Okay.
The exam came, we all did well because we studied those 150 English words also, which is there in the book. And that
Right.
information was given only about 15-20 days before the exam. So we all rushed to read that English words. Otherwise, we would have, LYMPH. Am I correct, madam?
Yes, LYMPH.
LYMPH. So I still remember because we got that 1 mark or 2 mark, whatever, because of this limp.
Right.
Ma'am, what is limbs, ma'am?
Dear, lymph is a part of your blood tissue. It is a white colored tissue which contains plasma, which contains platelets, which will block the flow of blood. Lymph is actually, it contains everything that the blood contains except the red blood cells.
Oh, okay.
It does not have hemoglobin.
Okay.
It's a liquid.
It is fluid, yes.
It's
Sir,
fluid.
that
Rather
we
fluid.
get,
Okay.
sir, when we get infections and the pus that comes out, it is nothing but
Limp, yeah. Correct.
So that helps to prevent the blood flow.
To come out, yeah.
When you see, majorly we get that infection in the cuticles of our nails.
Yeah. True.
Initially, the pus will come out, white fluid will come out. That is coming out to prevent the loss of blood from your body.
Yeah.
Your body works in such a miraculous ways to prevent the blood loss. They have created another fluid that will come out before blood.
Before blood, yeah.
And then once that pus is clear, so doctors, what doctors do is they will give you antibiotics to dry out that pus or lymph.
Yeah.
If that does not happen, then it will come out and then blood will come out.
Correct.
So lymph is basically blood but without the red blood cells. It contains all the minerals, all the nutrients that are present in blood.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ma'am, do insects have that, ma'am?
Insects, obviously we know of humans more. Insects will have similar functioning, similar science working for their body, but the structure may be a bit, bit different.
Oh.
It will not be exactly the same as that in humans because of their different structure.
But I thought this cockroach has got only limp, not blood.
Yes, ma'am.
So, like I said, various insects, according to their need, according to their
Correct.
nutrition cycle, they will have different things.
Yeah.
Like in fish, the respiratory system is different. They respire through gills because they live in such an habitat.
Correct.
Frogs have only 3 chambered heart. So that is there. The difference will be there because of difference in structure of the organism. Okay, are we clear now?
Yeah, mosquitoes have got borrowed blood than their blood.
They have our blood. It's not their own blood.
Yeah, correct. Children, I ask these questions because you too can ask such questions so that the session may become little lively. Not that our teacher will not mistake you. See, our teachers will not feel it's different. Even if you
Okay, if you ask me stupid questions, I'll answer.
Silly question also is allowed. So that it makes sense for all of this. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so that's all for today's session. I hope you enjoyed it. I wish you finish off with the assignment and send it in the group. In the next session, we will go ahead with other type of epithelial tissue, which is columnar epithelium. There are 4, and then there are other tissues, animal tissues, that is connective tissue, muscular tissue. There are subtypes. So this session of animal tissues is going to be a very lengthy one.
Yeah.
Okay, it will be about more than 10 sessions we will need.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay, madam.
All right. So
Yeah.
have a good night. Goodbye.
Thank you, madam.
Good night, ma'am. Bye, ma'am. Bye, sir.
Aditi, you are fine? It's okay?
Yes, sir.
Ah, okay.